Hey Libra, welcome to your twin flame reading. We're going to tune in and see what Spirit wants you to know, what's the situation between you guys right now, and also what you guys need to heal or needed to heal within this twin flame connection, because of course that is what is necessary, deep healing, in order for us to be able to get to a place of external union with our twin flame. Now, the thing with external union is that we first need to come to an internal union within ourselves. Otherwise, when you guys just keep having reunions, you're not actually going to be able to move things forward in a place of union, right? So this is all for your guys' healing. You know, this is for Libras. Probably I'm going to get some cards on different situations, so just take what resonates to you, okay? So let's just start off here with some oracle cards. So divine, what does Libra need to do in order to, I don't know, I'm gonna just shuffle and see what comes to mind. Or what card comes out. Clearing karma, kundalini activation, and compassion, higher heart opening. Okay, if you've been seeing 6s and 11s, this is for you, and you might be seeing them moving forward, so then this is definitely for you. Okay, clearing karma, kundalini activation. So I think that there's some past life healing that still is something that you've got to do. And it has something to do regarding compassion for yourself and also for others. You're in a place right now where you've got a little bit more left to go in order to reach that kundalini activation. This is so that you can have a stronger connection with your higher self and also with spirit. So the past lives that are needing clearing are, you know, when you go meditate, see what comes up. There is something about you being abandoned and betrayed in a past life, okay, that's made you sort of an overgiver, someone who gives a lot, and that's beautiful, but you might be giving too much to others and not enough to yourself, okay? That's the message here. So when it comes to the situation between you guys, I do see that there's been disappointment and there has not yet been a transformation between you two. You guys haven't gotten to the place yet of either union or the place of really being together. Yeah, well, being together, but also, there's been a lot of delays. There's been a lot of really slow progress. But first, please subscribe and like this video if it has been helpful for you, and if anything has resonated, if you want me to continue doing these kinds of videos. One or both of you is delaying doing some healing. That could be your counterpart. Okay, so I'm being shown that you guys are backed up away from each other and there's no plans at this time between you two, and you're not really sure if you can even see a future with this person anymore, well, with your twin flame. Okay, and so I asked Spirit why you guys separated, so I think there's a couple different situations here, but for me it looks like someone was just in limbo within the connection. If you guys were together for a long time or not, it's like someone was in limbo. Okay, and then I think that somebody, well, you probably made the judgment call to like, okay, you know what? This is just, we're not working together. Things aren't harmonious. Maybe you were putting in more effort into conversations than your twin flame. And so somebody made a judgment call, like, you know what? This is just not working out for me anymore. I'm being shown that this could be another situation or the same one. When it comes to someone apologizing or someone coming in with some sort of heartfelt conversation or something like that, someone was very much so not putting in the effort, okay? But also, they just felt, your twin flame just felt like there's just nothing more that they can do. So sometimes, you know, we get into situations where our twin flame will just say stuff, but they won't actually say what they say that they're gonna do, right? And so ultimately it's like you kind of felt abandoned. Burnout, stuck in an uncomfortable situation. Okay, so burnout. Someone was very hot and cold, in and out type of energy, and it really left the relationship feeling stuck. But this is the thing I am being shown. Actually, this isn't in general. This is not a particular situation. This is in general for you guys, all of the Libras. I think you and your person have not fully moved on, either from the hurt that happened, but also just like emotionally from each other. And I'm being shown that the cycle is not yet complete. So this is a cycle of healing that's not yet complete, or that you guys are not complete, okay? So I'm being shown misalignment. It's not done yet. But in order for you guys to get back into that place of alignment, I do believe that there has to be healing within what happened between you and your twin flame. Okay, because yeah, your own life healing is super important, but it's also really important to heal what happened between you two. Okay, so let's get into it, what you needed to heal. Oh, sorry, no, this was not. Okay, so I think that in your twin flame connection, you really wanted them to be stable and mature and responsible. Okay, but ultimately, I believe that your twin flame just felt quite defeated. Maybe their finances just weren't at the place that they wanted them to be, and there was certainly some external factors getting in the way of them being responsible, right? And so ultimately, it's like you just felt defeated. So Libra, think back to times where you have overgiven. I think this is also past life stuff, just based on these cards. But where you're overgiving, or where you're hoping that somebody will change and then they don't, right? So this was about boundaries for you, okay? And knowing when to walk away, because I feel like you did know when it was time to walk away. Where, you know, maybe the relationship got too comfortable and you found it difficult. So really what Spirit wants you to know here is, you know, and learn where you needed to walk away. Okay, so I'm being shown that when it comes to the effort, there's frustration in terms of effort, okay? Uncertainty and frustration. You really didn't trust, Libra, that your twin flame maybe was telling you the truth, or there was something that came to light, like you had a realization about them, okay? Like they may have been saying all these things, like I'm gonna work on myself, I'm gonna get better, but they just weren't, okay? And so ultimately, like, you felt really frustrated. This is the same kind of situation as what I just said here. This is about you and your twin flame. Things were very much so kept in the dark. And I'm not saying like necessarily a trust issue, although it could have been, but it was more so like you were not supposed to see what you saw for a long time, if that makes sense. Because I'm being shown that something was illuminated at the time that it was on purpose. So definitely don't be too hard on yourself and frustrated at the situation. I think that's also what it is. So I know I just said boundaries, you know, or like where did you know that you had to walk away when you didn't? So now you're looking back at that whole situation being like, why did I waste so much time, or why did I put so much effort in? So don't be too hard on yourself. Compassion, okay? Moving forward, now you will be able to see when you do need to walk away. So this is, you know, no longer something that is going to affect you in the near future, okay? Because it was purposeful. Does that make sense? Well, you can't respond, but I hope that makes sense. Don't be too hard on yourself. Okay, so you needed to learn that. Now there was also a situation here where I feel like you could have been really, this is so much regarding finances, it's not even funny, but like I do think that your twin flame really held on to finances. Maybe we're stingy, maybe we're trying to stay in control of finances, or Libra, I think that this could have been you as well. It could go for both people here. Maybe you were trying to control your person a lot, right? And they just weren't putting in the effort, you know, or you weren't, the way that you wanted to control your twin flame didn't work, right? So I'm being shown that like you know, I literally see the analogy, like you put coins in a slot machine and all they do is keep rolling out. Like you just stand there and keep putting coins in a coin machine, but it wasn't working out, okay? So there was some control situations here that you have to work on healing, okay? Because control, listen, I'm not here to judge, but when we do feel like we need to control situations or people, it usually stems from either past lives or in your childhood or something like that. In this lifetime where you didn't trust spirit enough, okay, or you just felt like you needed to rely on yourself too much. And that is a good thing. We do need to learn how to rely on ourselves, but like there has to, you know, we got to get to a point where we are accepting love from the divine, right? So if you really accept love from the divine, you don't feel the need to like control so much. So I think what spirit really wanted you to know is to like, you know, learn how to cut through those illusions, right? Maybe there was a lot of confusion in terms of, should I trust spirit? Should I not trust spirit? Like what is the best thing to do? And you just have maybe even felt disappointed by spirit in the past, okay? So this is where your control might be from. Just giving you examples. So yeah, think about that and how it applies to your life. Okay, but now I am being shown boundaries. You also did need to learn how to place very strong boundaries in certain situations and kind of not waver on them, okay? You may have even kept your guard up a little bit too much when it came to your twin flame. And so, because I'm being shown that they're sort of wanting to get in, but also, sorry, a couple different situations. Your twin flame here, Spirit saying this is your twin flame, I don't know why. It's like they also added to you putting your guard up. Like, so again, they were hot and cold, they were in and out, they were not stable, they were not reliable in a lot of ways, right? And you know, sorry Libra, but you probably weren't too. I'm not just trying to like, you know, be mean to your twin flame. It takes two. I'm a twin flame myself, so I, you know, definitely I did a lot, and definitely my twin flame did a lot too. But they are a big reason as to why you have put your guard up. Okay, so yeah, in and out energy. This is them adding more wands to that wall. So maybe you now feel like you can't trust other people, or you're like, I don't ever want to be in a relationship again. That's fine, but I see this in and out energy, right? I see this hot and cold energy when it comes to love. Sometimes you're like, I want love. Sometimes you're like, I don't want love, right? Spirit wants you to know it's okay to open up your heart again, because now you've learned some discernment based on this situation. There will be people, you know, sometimes we do need to have soulmate relationships before our twin flame comes back, or before you can even feel like you compassionate towards your twin flame. So you've learned discernment, you know, so you can open up your heart. You don't have to be so guarded. Soulmates are really healing because they help us. They don't challenge us in the same way that our twin flames do, right? And ultimately they help us be better prepared for when our twin flame does come back. Okay, so I'm being shown that I'm hearing you are doing a good job at nurturing yourself. Okay, you're doing a good job at really trying to bring stability into your life. But I am being shown that there is still a little bit of possessiveness energy, or controlling energy, or like defensive energy that you're finding really difficult to balance. Okay, you may even be falling into old dynamics where you are dimming your light or your power to just keep the peace. But ultimately, Spirit is saying that this is going to be really difficult for you to continue doing moving forward. Okay, so here Ace of Wands is showing me, take your power back, take your light back, you know, a reminder sort of not to do these things that you did before again. You have the power to change your circumstances. You just need to reclaim this energy and not let people dim your light. Okay, Libra, that is what I've got for you. I do hope that that was helpful.